Hey, thanks for tuning in. What you see here is my new Antec DF500 case, and I just did a review on this, and I really like the case, but one of the things I kind of wished it had was a vertical GPU mount. Um, so anyways, I saw this Cooler Master vertical graphics card holder kit online, and while it says, it's made for the Cooler Master cases, I thought I'd go ahead and give it a try and install it in the Antec DF500 and just see how it looked. So anyways, let me go ahead and open up this box so you can see what's inside. Now, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be, there's really not much to these. It's going to be a bracket to hold the GPU card vertically, and then you'll have that PCI ribbon cable. But I do want to go over kind of the pros and cons, at least what I think they are for mounting a GPU vertically in the case. The biggest pros for me is going to honestly be the looks. I just thought it looks cool to have, your GPU like that. Another pro might be it might take a little less strain off your motherboard, because if you kind of look at most of them when they're your GPUs and when it's mounted horizontally, a lot of times you get that sag on the end because your video cards can be really heavy. So anyways, this should kind of alleviate that. And you can kind of see in the background here, my video card. It looks like it might be sagging a little bit on the end there, so that's another pro. There are some cons, and probably the biggest con is it's going to block all the PCI slots. So once I get this ribbon cable like you see here, this is going to go into that first slot, and then it's going to kind of fold down and it's going to block all the other slots. So if I do need to expand in the future, that's going to be a problem. So anyways, here we go. You can see that this holder needs to take up 7 PCI slots, and luckily in this Antec DF500, you can see there it's perfect, 7 PCI slots. So it looks like this is going to fit fine. I'll go ahead and first I'll just have to remove the video card and remove all those blanks and everything. So let me go ahead and get started on that. I do want to mention another con is some of these, when you look at some of these cases, it does look like the GPU is set too close to the edge. I know on some of them it looks like they just don't get as good a fan flow, airflow through the fans to cool that GPU when you have your GPU set, flush almost against that glass front panel. In my case, it's acrylic. I have the cheaper model of the DF500 that has acrylic plastic front panel, but that's just something to keep in mind too. One thing I did like about this GPU bracket, it looks like it kind of recesses it a little bit further back, so there should still be good airflow around it. So anyways, let me get these blanks all taken off, and then we'll start getting to work. Okay, while I'm at it, I guess there is another major con. Now, if you look at this, I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the back here. You can kind of see that I'm going to have to cut all these, those between the PCI slots, those little metal bars between the PCI slots. So I'm going to have to remove all those to, kind of get this to, look good. I guess I could just piecemeal it and just move just the parts for the cables if I want where my video card's going to be. But I think in this case, I'm just going to kind of hack up the whole back of it just so that whole spot is open just for this, vertical mount. I think it'll look better this way too. But I guess that's the downside. If you do want to install these, you're going to have to go ahead and do some case modification. So anyways, I will get started on that. Okay, this is the first GPU, vertical GPU I've installed, so see how hard these are to cut. I just grabbed some big cutters I had in the garage. I'm going to go ahead and just see if I can just, I got to be careful with the motherboard in there, so I don't want to, really damage that, but I'm going to see if I can just get in here and kind of, it's kind of hard to get in here on this first one to get enough room to get some leverage to cut these, but I'll just see if I can kind of, pinch the middle a little bit here and kind of, these are usually pretty easy to break by just flexing them back and forth, so that first one I think will be the hardest, and I can get in there and really get some leverage and hopefully just kind of cut these. The proper way to do this would probably be take the motherboard out, use a Dremel, cut them nicely, file them, maybe put a little paint on them so you don't see any, any shininess since it's a black case. But since this is mine, I'm not too worried about it, looking amazing because it's not going to be seen because it's on my desk and it's going to be facing the wall. So nobody should see the back. Hopefully nobody will get, I won't get cut, plugging in cables or anything. I'll try to see how sharp these edges are after I get it cut, But it should go pretty good. Anyways, get that first one out. And then hopefully the rest of these should be able to be cut, a lot easier, because now I can kind of get in there with the cutters and hopefully get some good leverage and get this thing cut. So anyways, we'll see how this goes. I'm just going to let this run real time so you can kind of see how long this takes me. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Actually get in there now. I can get some leverage. Oh yeah, these snip pretty easy now that I can get in there. So this looks like a pretty good way to do it. I don't know how clean it's gonna look at the end. I did kind of leave a little bit more on that top probably than I should have. I could have probably cut it a little bit closer, but I'll just make the rest of them the same and kind of go from there. So anyways, they cut pretty easy. At least with these cutters I have, it's definitely not very difficult. So just emotionally, it's kind of, you may not want to do this if you have a brand new case that you just bought. I mean, kind of sucks that you got to go in there and start hacking it up. So anyways, hopefully the end product looks good. So here we go. I'm going to be careful of these capacitors in here. I don't want to get in my cutters and remove it. Again, like I said, it probably would have been better to just remove the motherboard before I did this, but I'm in a hurry. I want to see what it looks like. So that's pretty easy to do. Okay, got that last one broken off, so I'm good there. And as you can see, these are pretty sharp, so I think I'll go through and I'll just, I'm going to try to straighten these out with a little pair of pliers, and at least they'll look a little bit better, not being kind of angled like that. You can see where I cut them, so I'll just use these pliers and kind of run through and just kind of see if I can get in there and just kind of give them a little turn back and make them look straight. I'm not going to bother with, like I said, filing these down or anything. I don't want to get any shavings in my motherboard or anything. I'm just going to kind of straighten them out and kind of leave it as is, since it's not going to be in an area that I'm going to be touching, and nobody's going to be touching the back of my case, so I should be pretty good. Okay, got the case on the side here, and you can kind of see the tops where I kind of left them too long. I really probably should have cut those a little bit closer, but I'm just going to go ahead and put the bracket in and see how it looks, and then decide if I want to cut those down a little bit. So the bracket looks like it's going to fit in here nicely. And honestly, that doesn't look that bad to me. I'm kind of glad I cut those whole bars, because it kind of makes the bottom of that vented slot look better. Yeah, this looks fine. I'm not going to worry about that little extra I left on there, and I'm not going to bother cleaning this up at all. I'll just kind of leave it as is, go from there. So anyways, next I'm going to mount this bracket, and then, which is easy, just these two screws on the top, so I'll go ahead and get these two screws screwed in. Okay, that was a mistake. Maybe I should have read the instructions first before doing this, but before I screwed that in, I should have mounted the PCI, the ribbon cable, because now I can't get that ribbon cable in because it's got to be mounted to the bracket. So I got to go ahead, remove the bracket, and then mount this ribbon cable, and then I'll be good to go. So let me stop this and go ahead and do that. Okay, I got the bracket back out, and here you can kind of see that the ribbon cable is just gonna kind of mount onto that bracket, so the connector will be on the top so I can plug the video card in. So the screws actually looks like they go in from the bottom, and just two screws, and mount this ribbon cable to the bracket, and then I'll go ahead and plug in the ribbon cable to that PCI slot for my video card on the top, and then mount the bracket into the thing. So could have saved some time to do this, first, but I guess I should read the instructions before I do this type of stuff. But what fun would that be? Okay, so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and plug in this PCI cable onto that first slot. It's kind of easy to get in there since I cut the back of this case off, so makes it easy to get in there and kind of get that plugged in. And then I can go ahead and get this bracket back mounted how it was. So anyways, it looks like that's probably gonna work pretty good. So let me go ahead and get these screwed in. Okay, got the bracket screwed in, and now I'm just gonna mount the video card on it. looks like it'll mount pretty easy. It's just gonna be, you know, plugged into that PCI connector on the bracket, and then on the back there will be just, you know, your normal 2 screws that go in to kind of anchor the power supply up there on the top left. Let me kind of switch the camera. I'll kind of move the camera view a little bit to the side here, and you can see these, it's just your normal, you know how you normally hook up your video card, you just screw it into the case. So anyways, I'll get that mounted, and it's already, I kind of like it. It's already looking pretty good to me. Okay, here's the, kind of, you can kind of see it at an angle, and this is what I was kind of wanted to mention before. One of the cons is some of the video cards get pushed right out to the edge of that case to where they don't get a lot of airflow for those fans. You'll see them like pressed right up against that clear side. But this bracket kind of pushes it further back, so, you know, there's plenty of room, it seems like, for airflow to get into these fans and everything. So I definitely like that feature. Here's a few close-ups of it so you can kind of get a better view. I think the back looks really clean. You know, that area hacked up doesn't look too bad. It not even really that noticeable to me once I got the bracket installed. The bad part, it is blocking my PCI slot, so if I do want to do any expansion, you know, add an expansion card of some sort, I am going to have to go back to a horizontal mount. So, you know, that's definitely a downside if you're thinking about doing this and you have PCI cards that are going to be in your way. That won't work. But for now, I don't think I'll be needing it. So here is what it looks like with it running. You know, I got the card in there. You know, honestly, it's more of a visual improvement, I think, than anything. It's functionality, it's not really going to improve anything at all. You know, I mean, yeah, maybe it does take a little stress off the motherboard, but I think the motherboards are pretty much built to be able to handle that, so I don't know if that's really a valid argument. So really, for me, the only reason for this really is the looks, because it does take away those PCI slots. But I can live with that. So anyways, all in all, I'm still very happy with it. I like the way it looks. You know, I'm going to leave it on. The only thing is, I did swap this out. You can see here I put a 1070 in. I was just talking to my son. I'm going to go ahead and give him that 1070. So I think I'll go ahead and put that 1060 back in the case. So here it is. Got the 1060 back in the case. This is that MSI Armor 1060 that you saw originally at the very beginning of this video that was in there. So I got it back in. This is how I'm going to be leaving it for now. I'm really happy with it. I haven't noticed any issues yet with the way the video card functions, so that's good. And all in all, you know, I'm really happy with it. I'll go ahead and post a link for it below in case you want to check it out. Looks like you can get these pretty much anywhere, you know, Amazon, eBay, lots of places selling them. And that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, also go ahead and put up a like. I really appreciate those. And if you want to subscribe, that's even better. It's always nice to see that. So anyways, thanks again. Everybody have a great day.